It's another Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Mariah.
How you guys doing?
Good.
So,
we didn't know the welcomed you yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy you're back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I didn't know. I know I missed, but like when I now watched yesterday, I was like, oh, so this is what I missed.
Oh, really?
So this is what I missed.
What did you
What did
miss?
you
This is no, but I noted it in my heart.
Ah,
Yes. While you were putting it in the group, me, I put it in my heart.
Talk about the hair.
Yeah. So
The hair.
Mariam gave me major freedom by saying that everybody knows you're wearing a wig. So why do you constrain or box yourself into one look? Have fun. Do what suits you.
I didn't quite put it like
put
that.
her- you
I
pushed
don't
her to
know.
this?
Well,
surprised.
what she said was different, but
What she
what I
induced.
yes, what the revelation I received
Gown on that
was
story.
that Tope have fun. So tomorrow it might be red. Next tomorrow it might be green. Tope is going adventurous.
Okay, so we'll just see if NBC has a problem with that. We'll take it for them.
Oh my
How are you
God.
doing, Mariam?
I'm good. I've been
I love
doing
the
like...
outfit.
Oh, thank you.
I had something like this, but I gave it out. I just didn't
Okay.
like the whole.
This is
But
the
it looks
I'm
good on
wearing
you.
this like a second time around.
excellent.
And it fits differently. My God, I had to force myself into this dress.
Oh,
This morning.
it looks like it, actually. How was your
Thank you.
weekend?
Oh, it was fine, but it was just during the week. Yesterday, I did a mammogram.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're not 14. I thought I was going to be like 40.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be an annual checkup. And
Right. I
yeah.
thought until
How was
after
it?
40.
Auntie Ede said it
Was
was
it painful?
They have to press your...
Yes, they put
Ew.
it and then they press it.
Like a
So you guys
sandwich.
don't do that. No, it's not like a sandwich. It's fine. I mean, and it's good to know that, you know, that I'm fine. So ladies, go. It's not,
Why
it's
can't
not a
really,
big
really
deal.
painted a bad picture for us? She said they'll press it like a sandwich. I like it.
Yeah, just make sure that
why
they,
it's
don't
dramatic?
they do that so that they don't miss anything, you know. They're
Maybe
going,
you-
they're going to
maybe
have
you
to
got
look through
good.
different tissues, you know.
Okay.
So
Maybe you got
of
good
course, they
people
had to
during
go.
the check.
It
So
had
you're
to
fine,
be
Sha?
pressed. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Congratulations.
good. Yeah, it's so
I'd
good.
like to find out.
Because
check next
sometimes,
year.
you know, I keep wondering and then
But I
I do
can't-
the hand
Yeah, the hand
examination, but I'm not
okay.
so sure. But yesterday was just good to know. Okay, here we're good till
Maybe I'll
another year.
consider. I can't do it now because I'm breastfeeding, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you
Yeah.
can't.
I don't think you should. Radiation.
I'll do it next
okay.
year. Next year.
How are you doing?
I'm not doing so amazing.
What
But I
happened?
like to prophesy, so that's why I keep saying I'm doing amazing, even when I'm not feeling up to it.
Oh.
My car has developed issues again. The shaft broke the other
Even has
day.
passed it to
That's my road.
Actually, I told her not to
Ogun
laugh. She doesn't
State.
lament.
I have to
It's
start
terrible.
lamenting. Ogun State Governor Amosun, please. That Egbado road is terrible. My friends don't come to visit. Nobody can just come there because cars are parked on that road continuously.
Newsflash.
It's terrible.
Newsflash. It's election season. Nobody's listening to you right now.
Watch.
They're just... Oh, they're
We're not
watching just-
voting, no.
Vote.
Yes, we're not
just-
they might
voting
just
if you
do
don't
on
do
the
the
road.
Egbado road for
They're
us.
on the road campaigning. Trust me.
I'm going to spend 40K now to do that shaft.
Well,
It's
then,
painful. I've been coming, using taxis to come to work.
Don't worry, you
It's
live.
painful.
You'll be all right.
Must be.
So it's election week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have your PVCs.
No, but I didn't get the
register.
okay. I gave the gist that my PVC was omitted. It wasn't printed.
Me too, I
And
had that problem. I
Wow.
was really angry. I went there twice and they told me, we didn't find your name. I mean, I had actually recorded the whole process. I mean, it was a crowded, that's a story for a totally different day. I was there, we all stand like sandwiches, everybody's, Ogudu, everybody sweat all over me. See the way I scrubbed my body that day. Everybody was pressing onto me and we all just struggled our way. I found my way to the window. They went there twice, checked my name. We didn't see it. I was really, really upset. So I would have been disenfranchised. In fact, I am.
You have been,
because
yes.
It's been closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't even register. I tried twice and.
But I have my
couldn't
old
take it.
PVC
I
though.
have
Can I
my-
use my old PVC?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
They
So-
said you can.
Okay, yes.
I
'cause
didn't-
I
I
have
don't-
that. That's what I have. And when I went to, there was so many
So
people,
many people.
and
So
Right.
I'll go back to, but then I'll probably go and vote in Bagada then because I had moved it to my area now.
Okay.
But now that it's not ready, I probably have to use my old.
Please just be careful on that day. Biko.
Nah, we'll vote. We have to vote.
We have to.
We have to vote. Our third force is waiting for us.
Once you
Our
hear
third
anything, you
force.
see anything, take off, Biko.
All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll try to breeze through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, thanks for staying with us. We're going to start very quickly with the Punch. Outrage as Buhari says death awaits ballot box snatchers. It's a call for extrajudicial killing, says Dogara. Police recover stolen PVCs, parade 63 suspects in Akwa Ibom. only 12% of workers contributing to pension scheme, says Pencom. Gunmen kill 4 NDLEA officers, steal rifles at Ondo checkpoint. PIB's fate uncertain as elections take center stage. INEC bows to pressure as parties resume campaigns. PDP holds emergency NEC meeting after polls, over the polls today, and some resident electoral commissioners have been compromised, Oshomole alleges. So let's talk about the Ondo. What happened at the checkpoint in Ondo State?
So at the checkpoints, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency security agents were at a checkpoint, you know, following up on people going. Then 5 hoodlums came in their truck and gunned the 4 men down, burnt down their truck, took their rifles and ran away. So the case is still being investigated at the moment. They are, according to the investigation, they are saying that it's probably those guys who sell cannabis, that's Igbo, in the area that did that. So we're looking to see them being caught and prosecuted.
So they're well known. So 63 suspects are being paraded by the...
Oh, that's a different story,
yes,
the PVCs,
yes,
okay.
Are being paraded by the Akwa Ibom State Police for pre-election violence. There had been 2 people killed, 13 vehicles burned. And so the police, well, out of the 63, they said that most of them were hired from different states, Bayelsa, River State.
So maybe my own was stolen. This one, they can't find my own PVC.
Very possible.
One person was caught with about 36 PVCs.
Imagine
Some
that.
of them came on the pretext that they were INEC observers, but they had no INEC identification number, no way to, you know,
I need to take up my own issue because I registered and I was told to pick up at a certain time. I went to pick up mine and I was told that it wasn't printed. So maybe mine is amongst those that were stolen.
They're stolen.
It's really, I mean, some of these things might have been compromised. Moving on to the nation. Reveal PDP's $3 million per state cash for vote plot. Wow. Picture here of 63 suspects. Mariam just talked about that. During their parade by the police in Akwa Ibom. Buhari warns ballot box snatchers. 4 NDLEA officers killed in Ondo. We mentioned that already. Dixon seeks Council of State meeting. Who has the major story? Nobody read that story.
Which I read the human interest story. So a 60-year-old pastor.
I don't
at
have
the
that
very
here.
bottom of the paper.
Abdul Razak seeks clarification on Aquara's.
This one?
Actually can't
So,
find
a
it. Oh, court
60-year-old
remands pastor. That's
I
the
think
story?
it's your hair. You need to take off your eyes.
It's one of the writers here. It's pretty big, but go ahead. The court
So a
remands pastor.
60-year-old pastor.
You know all the big stories here. Is this tiny one that's about pastor that you will see?
Let me
Oh,
tell
you didn't see all the big stories.
let me tell
It's the
you
pastor
why.
story you will
So
see.
all those stories then, all the other papers. So,
yeah.
and this one is just here hiding. And these sort of stories, we need to take them.
Okay, let us
The
hear it.
60-year-old
ahead.
pastor
Right.
of Apostolic Church.
Uh-huh.
He's also a teacher in a school in Surulere, and he's been accused of defiling an 11-year-old. So the police have investigated and they believe that he did it, although he's in court saying that he did not do it, that he's always taking care of intellectually disabled children and he's never abused anyone. But the police are adamant that this happened. So I would like to see how this, plays out.
Moving on then to Vanguard. I've ordered army police to be ruthless, says Buhari. Says snatch ballot boxes, pay for your lives. Adds that INEC must explain after polls. I'm also Okorocha absent at party talks. Buhari showing his true colors with death threats, says Atiku. My appointment, Okukwe deserves award in fiction writing, says Lai Mohammed. Amosun steal my governor, vote for him, Oshoba begs Ogun people. 2019 elections, Atiku slams 2 billion naira suit against Buhari, demands public apology. Election shift, we are treated as slaves, says NYC members. INEC reverses itself, lifts ban on campaign. Let's talk about our president for a second. Who has that story?
Our president, during a meeting yesterday, said that, gave an order to the military officials that there should be anyone caught disturbing the peace during the election, anyone that brings a body of thugs to disturb people from voting or snatches ballot boxes should do so at the expense of
Their lives.
He said, deal ruthlessly with anyone that disturbs the flow of elections, saying that he has campaigned in all 36 states and that they had massive turnout. He is not in any way bothered or planning to rig the election. So anyone trying to rig the election is doing so at the expense of.
And I think what's even important from what he said is that don't go and snatch ballot boxes for me.
Yeah.
I'm popular enough. I've been to 36 states. I've seen the fellowship I have enough supporters, so I can win without you snatching ballot boxes for me. So if you go and do so, you might do that at the expense of your life. That's what he really actually said.
My worry is we already have a case of trigger-happy policemen already.
Thank
on
you.
ground. So when you now say the expense of their life, that's allowing
Military
them
personnel, not
military personnel.
a free hand.
A free hand. We don't want anybody to die. You know, don't.
Right.
Can we disarm? Can we take these people and prosecute them as opposed to saying that they are going to lose their lives?
Yeah.
It's a bit,
It's
comes
still
across as a bit
violent.
harsh.
The word
Which is what this article is now saying, that you are going to want to kill people because of the elections. We don't want to give such.
Moving on very quickly now to the New Telegraph. Deal ruthlessly with ballot box snatchers, Buhari tells military. Dogara, APC blackmailing INEC, planning to sack Yakubu. Ebonyi, PDP APC trade blame as thugs burned 30 houses. Pumped breast milk may cause asthma for Edeo. What is this one again?
Calm down.
What's this one?
Bad. Should I go ahead?
Pumped breast milk may cause asthma for babies, says study. Please let them go and Joseph. Polls, Aero, Arik / Fairs to encourage voters. Okay, so what are they talking about, my baby?
So they are just saying that
When I
there's
said that, I said, "You're
bacteria.
taking this because of Mariah."
There's bacteria that usually attaches to the baby's mouth and the what's it called, the breast pump. So when you give the baby using the breast pump, there's chances that the baby
Give
could be.
baby using the breast pump.
No, using the bottle.
The bottle, yes.
the teeth
Instead
from
of
the bottle.
giving direct breast milk,
Right,
it's called
right.
indirect breastfeeding.
right.
So that there are pathogens there that could cause respiratory issues for the baby,
Just be more
asthma,
hygienic.
and all of that. So please,
hello, Mr.
let's
Study.
be
We
careful.
use also some
Mr. Study,
gadgets
we
to
have-
make sure it's sterilized.
Mr.
and
Study,
then-
when you're
I
feeding
have
is
boiled
different.
my own bottles.
Yes.
They have put the clinical salt, that thing,
Yes.
and
I
it's
can't remember
sterilized. So my own child is not having asthma.
Mariah,
Thank you.
calm down.
Back to sender. What are you
To
saying?
encourage people that are going to
Breastfeed.
vote.
Okay.
But I'm moving on
Aero
to
contractors
Aero
at
contractors. So we
Arik.
have Aero and Arik. They've both agreed to slash prices of flights to places across Nigeria
Nigeria.
if you show your PVC, indicating that this trip is because you want to go and vote. We had that happen last week, but there wasn't any discount for last week. Those that were traveled to vote, but a lot of people need to travel again to vote, and this is
Very nice of you to
discounted.
do Arik and Aero, but a lot of people are already discouraged because they already spent
may
money.
not
And they're
want
like,
to
you know what?
travel again.
They're not spending that money again.
Yes, and then please, let's just try and keep the time of the flights, regular. This PVC, we can do it. And thank you for that, but just make sure that when you say your flight is 10 a.m., let's be 10 a.m.
Let's not sleep at the
That's
airport.
it, exactly, and then we'll even do the
They
lecture.
have to check.
So slashing is one thing, but
Yeah, man.
living on time is a totally different ballgame.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Moving on to, let's do Tribune. Who read Tribune? 30 houses raised.
Yes, I have the story.
30 houses set ablaze in Ebonyi. Snatch ballot boxes at expense of your life, Buhari warns. I think we've taken all the other stories. IGP recalls 55 CPs deployed in states last week. Okay. Who has the
So
story?
the Ebonyi story, a local government in Ebonyi, I forgot the name of the local government right now. So they've had pre-election violence, and over 30 houses, what millions of naira were destroyed. So it's between the two major political parties, and they are denying, passing blame to one another. The commissioner of police is involved. He has already called them to have a peace meeting, but then the violence is still ongoing. So they are just appealing for help.
So
I
I'm
hope-
sure the political parties are happy now because INEC has declared that campaigns can continue and campaigns would officially end 24 hours before the election. So, but I worry because I went somewhere on Sunday morning and I saw a major banner and I was told that it was directly on the polling at the polling stations, and that it was obviously a political party banner, and you will see it before you cast your votes, and it is strategically positioned. So, what is INEC doing to dissuade this?
Okay,
thing?
so you know what? We're
Also,
talking to somebody from INEC later on. Maybe
We can
people
throw in
ask
that
that question
question.
for that because obviously they are not paying attention to that. People are actually using the opportunity to put their banners out there. Let's go on a break. It's Tuesday. There are lots of things happening out there that we need to discuss. When we come back, we'll start with one of the cases of sodomy. And later, we go back to INEC. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So a touching story of a young boy with disability got to our notice recently. The boy narrated his ordeal at a school for the deaf in Kuje, Abuja, where children are allegedly being exposed to sodomy and cannibalism. NAPTIP is involved and they had an investigation and they preliminary investigation found that there is an opening behind the school where these people, maybe cult boys, gain entrance into the school. Also, Ministry of Education is also involved. All the parties, and I think also the other international bodies are also involved in this this cannibalistic act, where children are being murdered in this our country, allegedly being murdered, and being fed to other children.
Hey.
Now, this story is so painful because it's quite recent. And before the end of the show, we're going to try to speak to somebody from the Ministry of Education, I believe, to give us an update on where we are with the investigation. But for those of you that have no idea, let us establish the stories one at a time so that we can, people who at home know that this is existing in Abuja. Tope, you want to break it down for us?
So,
yes.
Imran is a 6-year-old boy. He's a deaf boy. He was transferred from his school to Kaduna to the School of the Deaf in Kuje. And after I think it was midterm break, he came home and tried to explain to his grandmother through sign language to say, this is what happened. But the grandmother was busy. And it was the next day when he was trying to open up his bag. His grandmother now said, no, don't scatter your things. You're going back to school. And he said he is not going back to that school. Right. That was how she now had to pay attention to, why don't you want to go back to school? He broke down how he was being sodomized, broke down the issue, the injury he had on his body, showed his grandmother the injuries on his body. He was being sodomized, and he said that they took them up in the middle of the night into a bush within the school area. And those that did not agree were killed and their bodies roasted and fed to the other children. And they were told that if you ever mention this to anybody, similar actions will be carried out on you.
In addition to that, Tope, they also say, the grandmother said that it took the child for investigation and found out that his anus actually obviously has been damaged.
So it looked like there had been healed bruises, so that confirmed that he had been sodomized. And also, because he has got pain in his head and his body from being hit, when he says that when you refuse to do as you're told, they will hit you on your head. So he needs also to get MRI scans for that. He also mentioned, because this story makes it look like it's just people from outside that come in, but he mentioned to his mother that his school father cut himself and was bleeding and gave it to him to eat, to lick. Right. And he refused to do it. So this is not just, let's not just make it like these are people that they do not know. Right. It's obvious that they're within the students that are part of.
And he said that he was fed food, human flesh. Yes. And a few times, and he kept vomiting. And that's what led to them hitting his head and causing an MRI scan. But the point now is, this child obviously is traumatized. Yes. And his mother has been going back and forth. There was a point where the school called them for a meeting. Unfortunately, the child's mother was in Lagos for a course. Grandmother wasn't around. And then after a few days, they now showed up at the school. And the school said, well, you missed the opportunity for a hearing because you didn't come at the right time. I said, well, sorry, you cannot totally throw this boy's confession under the carpet. We need to deal with the issue. But I'm happy that she got involved with NAPTIP. She got involved with the Ministry of Education. And the minister himself, Adamu, got involved and said, listen, he's going to get to the bottom of this. And that's why we're excited about that. And we're going to try to speak to somebody from that and trying to see if what has been done so far. Yes, we're going to talk about
I expected, okay, first of all, before going into that, he mentioned that they usually drug them. So when you come to visit your child is, drowsy. You know, drowsy, and you think, according to the parents, they felt he was already calm because he used to be very hyperactive, not knowing that he's being drugged. So I expected the matter to have been immediately that case was reported to the grandmother and the mother. They should have gone to the police first. You know why? It's a criminal offense, sodomy and cannibalism. Now, waiting for the PTA, the way they went through that route, waiting for the PTA, waiting for the Ministry of Education will take a longer time because we know that we have bureaucratic bottlenecks. So before it lands from one table to the other, the matter is dying. People who are supposed to be held responsible would have run away. So if they had reported to the police, they would have rounded, no, they didn't. They told them not to. They would have rounded them up, arrested who they were meant to arrest, and when they put those people in custody, a lot of people will speak up and then you pick everybody who's responsible. That's the first thing. Then secondly, please, in a school where I strongly believe that the school has a huge hand in this. A school where you have students. I know that in the boarding house, before you sleep at night, there's what they do a head count. They do a head count before lights out, and in the morning they do a head count. So how, how do you know?
Hang in there. I don't want us to be judged on jury on this because we are going according to what that boy told us.
Okay.
Investigation is ongoing.
Yes.
So let us not assume that indeed the children that were killed were from the school and all that. Let us just wait for an investigation from the Ministry of Education to now know categorically what happened. Yes,
so, Mariam, when you said that they should have reported to police, the first thing that they did, which I think is the right thing, is that they met the head teacher.
Right.
And the head teacher advised them that they would handle it.
Right.
And so you find a lot of parents, when you have a problem with the school, you go to
But
the
she's
head...
right, they should have gone to police first, immediately.
So you go to the head teacher, and when she saw that nothing was happening, and it went to all the way to the Ministry of Education, that was when they went to the show.
Right.
That we were able to radio show. That's when we heard about
What's the radio show? Was in
Bereket.
Right.
Yes,
and the radio show, there's a studio audience and listeners, and everybody obviously got information on this, and everybody really
but let me just finish.
started putting heads together.
I was just going to say that this story of being sodomized, boys being sodomized in school, you know that this is not the first time we've heard this story. We hear it all the time. But the problem is the culture of silence that we have. And that makes your point, which is we would rather not talk about it, rather not say anything. This thing caused an uproar on Twitter called the Arewa Me Too. A lot of people in the north were talking about it, that this sodomy, this abuse of children, it's happened to so many, but we cover it up in our homes. Our mothers are telling us, keep quiet, don't say it because you know the person. So it has made a lot of people come out and they're talking, and if you hear the sort of stories that these people are saying...
Mariam, what makes this even worse is that because this happened in the school of the deaf, a lot of the kids are from poor families and their parents cannot communicate with them with sign language. So this mother in particular was able to get information because she could communicate in sign language.
And her grandmom did a 2-day class on sign language so that they could talk to this boy. But it brings to our awareness how we shush our children. How many of us pay attention to our 6-year-olds? How many 6-year-olds are bold enough to walk up to meet their parents and say, I'm not going back to school, and the parents will not say, you will go back to that school, or you must go back there. And we're not really listening to what the child is going through.
Well, I think
we're not listening to them.
We have a few minutes. Hopefully we can get in touch with the minister, with somebody from the Ministry of Education right away, right now. If you can speak to him right away, just get an update, because we know that they are definitely on this case. And the minister has said that he's going to get to the bottom of this. So we're waiting for that
while
call.
I'm happy that the ministry is doing their part, I feel that parents need to speak up. Parents need to assert themselves. Don't just sit down and wait and let, because if for the child to speak up like that, I am happy the grandmom noticed it. And she acknowledged that she didn't even hear him at first. She didn't pay attention. Can we begin to pay attention to our children? If you have a child in boarding school, pay attention extremely on a higher level.
It's scary.
Because these things are happening, and most people are already being, all the children are intimidated to the point where they cannot speak up. So you might need to prick, prone, and observe.
Guys, we're talking sodomy, but cannibalism.
That is, on this issue,
flesh.
I feel the school should be closed down right now till we know what is happening. They should close everybody. Take your child home. If your child doesn't go to school in a couple of months, the child will not die. The child will survive. So take your child home, close down the school, pick up everyone that is responsible, everyone you know that will be held accountable to say what has really been happening.
The question is, if people are being killed and eaten, did anybody mention
a missing person,
child, or those are questions that...
Okay, I think we should go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll try to get... is he on the phone right now? The Deputy Director and Head of Information, the Federal Ministry of Education. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Mr. Benjamin Bem Gong. Okay, it's not connected. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll try to talk to him. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us the Deputy Director and Head of Information, Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. Benjamin Bem Gunk on the phone. Welcome to the show, sir. Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Good morning. So the issue at hand concerning the little Imran, who obviously suffered sodomy and cannibalism in his school, would like you to give us an update on what the ministry has done so far, where the investigation is, and what we hope to see at the end of this investigation.
Okay, what I can say for now is that investigation is continuing, and I'm privy to some of the preliminary findings we're making so far.
Right.
Over half of the students have already been physically examined,
Okay.
but it is not for me to come out with that in public.
Okay.
The result will soon be ready. You are aware that the ministry set up that team of investigations. You have ministry officials involved. You have officials of the FCDA Education Secretariat.
Okay.
You have the Abdina Foundation. You have the disabled. It's quite a big dragnet to ensure that all interest groups are represented. Work is ongoing. The police, I must also let you know, is also doing their own investigation, the SSS. So government is putting in everything in this matter to ensure that justice is not only
All right,
done,
so I must ask you this question very quickly. I must ask you,
Pardon?
as a Ministry of Education, have you shut down the school as we speak?
No. There were preliminary findings that did not require shutting down the school. You see, we don't need to act on the emotions.
Okay.
And as I speak to you, you see, the fear that was generated initially when this thing came up was that some people have committed heinous crimes and they're likely to run away if they are not quickly apprehended. I think that's we have overcome that.
Okay.
Nobody from that school has run away, and that the investigation itself does not involve shutting down the school.
All right.
So, sir.
No, wait, let me say this. Don't forget, the allegations came up during the holiday.
Right.
And the school authorities say, wait a while, when school resumes, we will investigate.
Okay.
So if you are doing an investigation that involves the students, and then you shut down the school, how are you going to carry out your investigation?
Right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, point taken.
Has any perpetrator been identified and any arrests been made?
I think you need to wait for the outcome of the investigation. Like I said, we don't have to say anything at this point.
Okay.
That it's jeopardized investigation.
Okay, I just need clarification. Do you know right now if these people that they're talking about, are they outsiders coming into the school? Or do you think that this is also part of students doing this to themselves or to each other?
I can tell you, I said that has not been established. We have not established that outsiders are coming in to perpetrate anything. But wait for the full investigation.
Okay.
If that will be established at the end of the investigation, we will let you know. Don't forget the minister said from the beginning. The minister, the PAMSEC said from the beginning that the result of this investigation will be made public. So nothing is going to be swept under the carpet.
Okay, no problem. Yes,
So,
one more question.
One more question, sir. Okay. I realize that most challenges, most complaints with government schools are usually first penned out, a letter sent before, and then something escalates. We had that with the Queen's College where they said they've written countless letters, and then until somebody died before it was investigated. Was there any report officially made to the ministry concerning anything about this School of the Blind before this news came out? Did the ministry have any reports?
I think fortunately, I was part of that King's College investigation. That was 2016. Nothing was swept under the carpet. The overall finding at the end of the day was that we were dealing with a non-existing complainant.
Okay.
A non-existing complainant.
Right.
We were dealing with a child that also never existed.
Right.
And that was how that matter ended.
Okay. So there was nobody.
Nobody came out to come, even in spite
Now
of
we have somebody. Iman is out.
carried out to get the complainant come forward to say, yes, this is what I'm complaining about. Nobody came out.
Okay.
There were repeated assurances that the person involved, that the complainant will be given every protection he or she requires.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We'll let you go in a few seconds, but the truth is that in a lot of investigations, we never see the end of it.
Yes.
When do we expect some kind of result? I understand you're not going to let us do another carpet. I understand that. But when should we expect results?
Please, get this right. Get this investigation on Queen's College was made public. So to make that sweeping statement that no investigation ever comes out is wrong.
Let me take that back.
Queen's College in particular was made public.
All right, fine. What I meant actually was that many investigations in our country, for whatever reason, we never see the end of it. So I was specifically talking about the Ministry of Education. However, we're saying that...
I think I will blame the media for losing interest when investigations are going on.
Okay.
It is my appeal to the media that once there's an investigation, follow it up to the end.
Okay.
It is not that investigations don't end. It is that the media loses interest in informing the public as to the outcome of investigation.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So we'll keep, we'll be in touch with you very soon to know at least how far you've gone with the investigation. But thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you, Zan.
All right, so moving on to other stories concerning, we have a tweet? Yes, go ahead, Tokwe.
Collins Leo Smart says, I think parents should start reporting this kind of situation first to the police to make work easier and earlier so as to have quick response and follow-up. Thanks. Kainde Nafi said, this is uncalled for and barbaric. Everyone suspected to be accountable for such homicidal frenzy of butchery should be apprehended in no time. Prince Ajibade says, I live in Abuja, and I'm so shocked right now. Wait till person no go see finish for this country. This school should be closed down and the people in charge be held responsible.
So we have to give a shout out to Brekete radio station that actually bringing this up, and it's being investigated. So we'll follow up and see what happens. Moving on to another story that caught our attention, the welfare of core members. Remember, that was caused by the postponement of election, and that caused lots of core members who were allegedly abandoned and stranded. There are a lot of stories going around, and according to reports, many of the affected core members said that they were left helpless, having to sleep in the open with some pain for shelter, having to pay for shelter. And there was a situation where they said that only mats were approved for the core members, not necessarily hostels for them to stay. Now, so we're going to have the commissioner, the National Commissioner INEC, Dr. Adekunle Ogunmola, who's going to be on the phone with us. Is he there?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining the show this morning. Right. Let's go straight into it. After you guys after INEC postponed the elections, we got pictures and stories of core members saying that they were helpless. They had no money. They were stranded in various states, nowhere to sleep and all that. Could you give us an update? What have you done so far with the core members? Where are they today? Have they gone back home? Are they being camped somewhere else? What is the situation with core members that have been assigned to various states for the elections?
Thank you very much. It would be wrong to say that core members have not been properly catered for.
Okay.
Because we have a memorandum of understanding with NYC on the recruitment of the NYC members.
Okay.
For election duty. And after the last election date that was postponed, what we did was to make sure that the entitlements were paid, and that is 4,500. And we're also making arrangements to further ensure that we make the final payments. I must say that at the racks where the coppers are supposed to be camped, we normally provide mats, and in some cases we collaborate with the leadership of NYC in providing mattresses for the coppers. But don't also forget that the election day, the night before the election day, the coppers will be camped, and they will spend not more than 2 hours to rest, because they will move out by 5 a.m. in the morning. And that is why all that we've been able to do for them.
Okay, all right. Let me
yesterday, we confirmed from the PRO for Lagos that the provisions made for the coppers were mats.
Yes.
Now, you also confirmed that statement. For me, that is inhuman, because we are talking about putting adults in schools on mats, no covering, no exposure to the elements. For children that are volunteering to serve their country, I believe personally that the INEC and Nigeria as a whole can do better. Now, why was there no provision made for proper shelter for human beings? Why are they left to sleep on floor in the schools?
The open on mats.
Why? On mats?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly.
Why is it that only mats was the preparation? Why?
Well, let me just say this, that you see, when we go for elections, it's just like going for war because of the sheer numerical strength of the corpus that are involved. And so the number of bags that we purchased was more than 1 million, right? And it's for a day exercise.
Okay.
And it will be difficult for us to purchase mattresses for over 1 million people just for one night. Okay. And I did say that hardly do they spend more than 2 hours to rest. Because they are
Is that right?
Okay.
Hello? Because they are supposed to have a refresher training on the use of smart card reader before the election. And they move out at 2 o'clock, which this would I consider to be part of the service they are rendering.
Okay, sir. Okay, so what I hear you say, sir, now is that you buy these mats every 4 years. I mean, what happened to the mats from previous elections? Couldn't we have, used them? So we are spending millions of naira on mats. But I would like to find out the other INEC officials who are doing this alongside the proper INEC officials. Do they sleep in the same area as the coppers? What provision is made for them? And are the coppers aware of what they're getting into, what is provided for them when they go out to do these things?
Of course,
when they go out to do their job?
That is part of the interaction we normally have with them on camps.
Okay. Yeah, but how many? But how about the previous mats you had? So you're spending every 4 years, you're spending millions of naira on mats.
No, this is the first time we are purchasing mats.
Okay. So what did we provide for them before?
Well, I may not remember quite correctly now.
Okay.
But what I do know is that efforts have been made to ensure that the condition of our coppers are improved upon with successive
Okay, sir. So the corps members complained that they didn't have any security officials attached to them. So even when the elections were cancelled and some of them were going home or trying to sleep, a lot of them were robbed and there was nothing, they were just left there. So what provisions did you make for security officials to, protect these students and corps members?
Well, we're wrong to say that no provision was made for security.
That's unfair, sir.
In every rack, that is registration area center, where we normally camp the poll officials, we normally provide security. In fact, the interaction that we've had with the top hierarchy of the police, we've also always emphasized the areas that we need policemen or security agents to secure. And the rack center is a major one. It's not only because of the corps members, but also because of the material that will be at the center.
Okay.
So that is to show you that it will not be proper or correct to say that the security is not provided.
Okay, so let me be sure I understand what you've said so far. When corps members are sent to for these assignments, it's like they're going for war. So because they're there for just about 2 hours.
What I said, I was referring to the numerical strength.
Oh, right.
That is the number, right? That
are deployed.
That are engaged.
Right.
That is what I mean.
Okay.
Not that,
so because they are just going to be there for 2 hours, that's why you just felt mats was sufficient for them. Is that what you're saying?
In fact, let me be frank with you. Some don't even sleep because they'll be busy with the equipment to make sure they perfect everything before the election day. Time of election.
Okay.
So, sir, right. But you're aware that because the corps members are surrounded with the materials, that violence could happen. A lot of people who are after those materials could harm these people, and then you send them away like that without security officials.
No, you see, if you understand the procedure,
that's your question.
Corps members are supposed to move to the racks, right?
Okay.
And at the racks, there will be provision for security. When they move out to the field for election, to conduct election, there will be security will also be provided for them. And when they move back, reverse logistics, they will be escorted back to the collation center.
All right, we have to go on a break, but thank you very much. I think we have
I wanted to just confirm, can a corps member opt out? Can a corps member say, I don't want to be involved?
Hello?
can a core member say that he or she doesn't want to be involved in the INEC, in the elections?
Whether a core member can opt out?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it voluntary?
It's voluntary.
It's
voluntary.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, sir, for clearing the air on this. We hope actually that by Saturday, these core members will be properly provided for, and they'll be comfortable at least, and there won't be any issues of security for them. Thank you very much, sir, for joining. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation with our viewers and on our online viewers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So we spoke, thanks for staying with us. We've spoken to the Commissioner, INEC, Dr. Adekunle Ogunmola. So we'd like to hear your thoughts. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. We'd like to hear your thoughts on his comments. And what do you think we could have done better to make the core members actually more comfortable? Let's get them tweets. Yes.
Oshinawa Kingsley says, they are made to sleep for just 2 hours and therefore they are to sleep on the mats. If I have my way, I'll ensure no core member participates in the process. What happened to those who were killed? It's made voluntarily compulsory.
Okay, he says, Adekunle Ogunmola, INEC says, when core members are sent for election work, it's as if they are going to war. And he's laughing away. And so when INEC cannot, Andrew Instruction said, when INEC cannot provide basic facilities for their officials, as in the NYSC, it is so sad. We are a laughing stock.
But he has corrected that. He has said that it's because of the numbers. That's why he said the fact that when they go to...
Please explain, because I didn't read the numbers.
The picture says that the National Commissioner, Adekunle Ogunmola, on TVC Your View, justifying why NYSC volunteers are to sleep on the mat in open field with no security. He said that Shebi, they are to sleep for only 2 hours. Some don't even sleep at all. And he's possibly a father. This is where I want to come in. Because the value for human life.
Right. Let me pause you for a second, because actually it's beyond him. It's the system.
Yes.
What you want to go to into, it's not about him. It's about the system.
Yes.
But let me take this call, then we'll come back to you. Talk away. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm Folashade calling from Akure. Please, let's take it a bit further, right?
Okay.
We want to know, because, okay, as of 2015, I was involved in the election process
Okay.
as a core member, as an ad hoc staff.
Okay.
Now, I'm taking it further on payments of these core members, because as of now, since 2015, I've not been paid.
Oh, my God.
I know what I'm saying. And in fact, at Benin, because I said in Benin, then there was even this flop of some people who didn't even work got the pay. Some who worked didn't get the pay. You know, that kind of Nigerian issue. So I don't know. I've been trying to call you guys so that the person you called could address that. But
Thank you very much for that. So it goes to what Toko was saying about the system. So it has nothing to do with the commissioner we just spoke to. It's about the fact that there's no proper system in place to ensure that we value human life enough to give them that kind of protection they need. We feel like, should be just 2 hours. They'll be all right.
For human life cuts across why you would do a campaign and in your rally, 12 people would die due to stampede.
And we'll just call it statistics.
It's gone. The value for human life is why you go to the hospital and someone is in labor and they say there's no bed and you know that she might die. And you say, but would I tie myself to a bed? There's no bed now. And that person goes to her death. The value for human life is why a man, an adult, would defend that these children are only sleeping for 2 hours now. They can sleep on a mat. And when we have so impoverished our young population, they would want to do this, want to serve. Some I've spoken to, it's not because of the money. They just feel like, this is a way for me to be involved in the election. Let me serve. And yet they are not being rewarded or supported in any way. This is wrong.
Let me take Rufina. Rufina, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Please, I just wanted to, what Miriam was saying. So they spent 4 years making provisions for mats, for volunteers that are going to work at the different INEC polling stations, and no proper, what do they call it?
Welfare.
No proper...
Welfare? Oh, sorry about that.
I am happy that he's saying that the core members were aware that they made provisions for mats. So the onion lies, yes, it was a choice. The onion lies on the core members to decide. He said that. To decide that, okay, this is not enough for me. I want to serve, but if you're not going to promise me that I will get accommodation, at least where to put my head, or you're going to pay me so and so amount of money, I will not go.
So you accepted.
And then so they can go back to the liaison officer, the person who is, you know, in charge of the communications and say, we are not doing this if we don't meet this criteria. They need the core members
That's a valid
to work.
point. That's a valid
so
point.
We need
So
to take responsibility.
Yes. They're adults, they're good to go. But secondly,
to go.
who are the third party involved in this? Is it the schools? Is it a company who's supposed to provide welfare, to put food, shelter? Who are the contractors? Who are those? Who are the third party in this to ensure? Because I was also all pained when I didn't get my PVC because I was upset that a private company could have actually helped you organize this such that I can pick this thing up easily. But it was such a crowded situation. So it goes back to the Nigerian factor.
You mentioned, I was just going to say, you mentioned the Nigerian factor yesterday, and we're seeing it play out. It's the insensitivity of individuals. I was listening to radio this morning and somebody mentioned that consequences are the building block of every society.
Yes, so
because if there are no consequences for wrongdoing, everybody will just go haywire and do whatever they want to do. So there must be consequences for the laxity in the contract from the contractors. Because these contracts, either officials were not the one that were supplying, were providing these things. They were given to some people, they didn't do their job. And so there should be consequences for them.
Let me take call from Yemi. Yemi, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Please, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so I want to disagree with Obiaji with this.
Okay.
That it's happy that the coppers are aware that they make provisions for them. It's not possible that I'm aware that they make provisions for me and that it's going to be a match. Secondly, these INEC officials are always hiding monies, hoarding monies for coppers. They'll give them 20,000, they'll give the coppers 5,000. These coppers are trying to make ends meet. So please, let's try and look at these things because the government are really doing bad stuff to coppers. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Just go ahead, Maria.
Yes, I just wanted to also say that, you know, I've been a core member before, and some of the time, for most of us at that age and for a lot of young people, you involve yourself in this things because, you know, it's just for the experience, you know, and you feel you're being patriotic, and I applaud you for that, and I think you should keep doing that. And hopefully with our PVCs, these things will change. This is a problem with the system, not a problem with you. Because I heard a lot of coppers were being called out like, why are you doing this? For how much? For some people, it's a lot more than money. It's not about money, but, you know, just being a part of the system and even having information and being able to talk to people about it.
Oh, that's Mariam, being a mother. Oh, very nice.
For me, I will not go. I cannot sleep on a mat.
Sorry. All right. Unfortunately, that's all we can take. But we thank the commissioner for talking to us this morning, and we hope that this weekend the couples will be in safe hands. And those of you traveling, please be safe. We're going to continue talking on the Benin border customs issue yesterday that we talked about yesterday. Hopefully, we'll discuss that tomorrow. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.